Welcome back, everybody. Your time now is 7:13, and the deadly flooding in the Texas Hill Country has deeply affected so many families. And while recovery is underway, now is also the time to think about how to prepare for future severe weather. Tony Kott, the CEO of Rainbow Restoration in Dickinson, joining us once again. You were on the show with us earlier this morning. You're giving expert advice to people. So talk to us about the best emergency plan that families should have in place.
Well, your emergency plan needs to start with understanding evacuation routes. You need to have communication in place. That all needs to be thought out in advance. If you have extended family in the area, people that you need to be in communication with, you need to have a redundant way to communicate. You need to have a redundant way to be able to receive information, and it is a good idea to actually have a designated person who is outside of the region that everybody has that contact information for and can communicate with if you get separated and our normal means of communication are down.
And that does happen a lot because different family members may be in different parts of the city and have different evacuation routes. So talk to us as well when it comes to the home specifically about maintenance tips that people can take so that they aren't scrambling after the storm hits.
Absolutely. So it all starts with maintenance. Like Steph was saying, and that could look like having a professional come out, make sure that your roof is intact and proper maintenance is done to your gutters and around the home. The water needs to be able to shed off of and evacuate away from the house. Any areas around the house that maybe mulch or flower beds are built up needs to be taken down. What you don't want is during a flash flood for that water to pile up and then come back into the house. That can cause additional damages. Next would be to verify with your local insurance agent that you are properly insured for any catastrophe that may happen and that you have an affordable deductible. You want to make sure that any gaps are covered. That you understand any type of things that are not covered under that you have your FEMA flood insurance, very important, and your Texas windstorm in place. A lot of people make the mistake thinking homeowners is a cover-all, and it's not.
Yeah, they don't read the fine print, and we were talking about this earlier. People ran into some real issues with Hurricane Beryl and the May derecho last year and thought they were covered with one thing, and they in fact were not. And then some flood insurance plans don't cover a whole slew of things, so you really have to cover your bases there. So that is a very good thing, especially with people who just moved to the area. And we know thousands of people move to Houston every single year, so I'm glad that you mentioned that. So after the storm hits, what should homeowners do to make sure that everything goes smoothly as far as ensuring that they have the evacuation plan and that they come home to, hopefully, fingers crossed, a home that's intact?
Oh, absolutely. So you mentioned coming home. So I like to think of it in terms of a traffic light. You stop, you check, then you go. All right, so you want to stop and don't just rush home because the facilities may not be ready, the infrastructure may not be repaired, there may not be resources available to you and your family. So then you check in with your local authorities, you check in with KHOU, Houston, and verify real-time information, check in with the state authorities, check in with your local law enforcement to make sure that it's ready and that the evacuation order has been rescinded. And then go, because what you don't want to do is come back too early and put your family into a bad situation that you could otherwise avoid.
Yeah, especially if we're dealing with water and flood damage, you could start getting mold in your house, and then you're living in a house that could be potentially hazardous. Tony, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate those potentially life-saving tips. And now is a good time to download the KHOU 11 Hurricane Guide. So just scan the QR code on your screen to get started. Our guide has important information to help you and your family stay safe this hurricane season.